Hello. Blind Pew here. You find me over 5,000 light years from human space in system HD 164,865 near the Class A supergiant.
Thrusters offline.
As you can see, my ship has taken some damage since I left inhabited space, with my hull down to 90% and many of my subsystems at around 80%. Luckily I fitted to auto field maintenance units and I'm able to repair critical subsystems, as I'm doing here.
Module repaired.
This supergiant star is absolutely massive with a radius close to 70 times that of Sol and really stands out on the galactic map in this area. Unfortunately it has already been discovered by the commander and Tichthan, so no first discovery for me. Since leaving inhabited space I have not seen another spaceship. However, if you recall my last transmission, I was just leaving inhabited space. It all looked a bit like this. Jump after jump after jump after jump. Ho hum, sometimes you need some entertainment to keep going. Of course, with no stations regular fuel scooping is a necessity and I'm very glad I went for a class 6 fuel scoop. Scooping is pretty easy as long as you pay attention to the temperatures. I recommend skimming the surface like this until you reach maximum fuel intake per second, then slowing right down until the tank is full, or until you need to leave due to high temperatures. Whichever comes first.
Fuel scooping complete.
Initially I found this the most efficient way of passing through systems. Fire the advanced discovery scanner. Then target the start to surface, scan it. Whilst that scan takes place, open the system map to see if there are any planets in the solar system worth scanning. If not, move on. Metal-rich or metallic planets pay reasonably well, I believe. It's not long before I reach my destination, the imaginatively named system PWLC 21-4. That's 1,000 light years done. At this point we need to set another waypoint in the direction of the galactic center at around 1,000 light years away, the maximum the galactic route planner will allow. Unfortunately it was at this point I made a blunder. Playing around with the modules and contemplating putting the auto field maintenance units online to carry out some repairs, I forgot I was in supercross and deactivated the thrusters to generate enough power to put the field maintenance unit online. The resultant crash out of supercross damaged my hull. Shortly after this I hit a small jackpot. I scan a gas giant and discover that it has water-based life forms. This information should be worth a pretty penny should I be able to bring it back to inhabited space. Moving in for a closer look. It appears that although this is primarily a hydrogen and helium-based atmospheric gas giant, not far below the surface exists life based in the water cloud layer just below the atmospheric surface. As with many such gaseous living systems, it is underpinned by vast quantities of free-floating radioplankton. Tiny carbon-based algae are each retaining a small quantity of liquid water, extracting their energy from the intense radiation flux. Rocky or icy planets are not worth much, I think. A bit later I get my fuel scooping distance wrong and crash out of supercross unfortunately whilst my recording systems were offline. As you can see, it has caused a hairline crack to my canopy. This is very worrying and I now need to be extra careful. Sometime later I discover another gas giant with water-based life. This could be quite lucrative. Quite humbling to find all this life out here. Even if it is just radioplankton.
Frameshift drive charging.
There are some beautiful sights out here such as this multiple star system. However, I soon hit another morphoload discovering a water world, which I believe some will pay highly for information on. Quite beautiful. And this is where it started to go horribly wrong. I start hitting a chain of red and brown dwarf star systems and other non-scoopable stars. Soon my fuel reserves are running low. Oh no, another one. This is getting quite desperate now. Okay, this is now officially an emergency. The next jump is predicted to use up virtually all my fuel. I need to open up the galactic map and find a scoopable start and jump range. Unfortunately I had not yet realized that you can filter the map by scoopable stars only, so at this point I am just looking at the star colors in realistic view and making a judgment call. And that judgment proves to be wrong. I need to find a star that is clearly not tinged in any way with red on the galactic map. Unfortunately it seems this zone is mainly full of red dwarf stars. Hopefully this should do it. If not, I may be booking an early trip home. Oh, thankfully this looks promising. Yes, a Class K star.
Main fuel tank drained.
Soon I am scooping a full fuel tank again. Just in the nick of time it seems. You can easily remember the scoopable star types using the acronym FOGBAM. FOGKBAM works for me anyway.
Fuel scooping complete.
Triple star system. Oh ho. What is this? Unexplored that no commander has yet discovered. Looks promisingly like Earth. Bingo. This is the first Earth-like world I have discovered. This information should be worth a great deal. Let's get nearer for a close look. Very nice indeed. Soon I am in the region of HD 164,865 and you can see how this super jut on the galactic map. Setting destination. As I get nearer to my target system, a cluster of bright blue stars starts appearing in the vicinity of my destination.
Drive charging.
As I get nearer and nearer, the number of these bright blue stars increases dramatically all around, but particularly around my destination. Next stop, a particularly bright star on the galactic map, the aptly named Thor's Eye. This star, as you can see, is incredibly bright. It is a Class O star, the most luminous and massive main sequence stars. This one has a massive close to 90 solar masses and an incredible surface temperature of 93,000 Kelvin. It is likely to end up as a supernova. There is also a black hole in this system and an unexplored gas giant. Scanning the unexplored gas giant first to get my name on it. Nothing particularly special. Let's take a look at that black hole next. Targeting black hole. Black holes are typically the stellar remnants of supermassive stars of 20 solar masses or more that have reached the end of their lives. Nuclear fusion has ceased and the star has collapsed to the most extreme point possible, where gravity is so extreme that light can no longer escape. The point beyond which light cannot escape the gravitational pull of the black hole is called the event horizon. Not a place we want to be. This black hole is relatively small at 18 solar masses. Although we can't see it directly as we approach, we can see the intense gravitational field causing a lensing effect on surrounding light. We are now just 1 million meters from the black hole and need to be very careful. Note how the plane of the Milky Way galaxy is clearly distorted into a curve here. Wow, that looks really odd, and I'm not exactly clear that the black hole is precisely where my targeting computer says. Given the state of my canopy, I'm not getting any closer to this particular black hole.
2, 1, engage.
And that brings me to the supermassive star as HD 164,865, where this transmission started. My next destination is the Lagoon Nebula, just around 200 light years further on. I target what looks like a red giant close to the nebula. Another massive one with a radius 90 times that of Sol. The orbiting red dwarf star here has a radius a third the size of Sol and puts in perspective just how massive this red supergiant really is. Amazing. Now we can clearly see the Lagoon Nebula looming close in the distance with its distinctive red and green coloring. I'm targeting a system right in the middle of the nebula now, and hopefully when we get away from the glare of the main star we will be able to get a good look. Well, this really is something. The Lagoon Nebula is something like 5 to 6,000 light years from Sol and spans an area of about 110 by 50 light years itself. It is an interstellar cloud of dust, hydrogen, helium and other ionized gases. Lagoon Nebula also contains at its center a structure known as the Hourglass Nebula. This contains an area of active star formation by accretion within it. It is one of only 2 star-forming nebulae faintly visible to the naked eye from mid-northern Earth latitudes. Astounding binary water worlds right in the middle of the nebula. As I alluded to earlier, stars are being created in the nebula, and here we see a Titori type star being a young star in the process of gravitational contraction. Very unusual.
Module malfunction.
Oh no, I did not realize I was that close. That will have done no good. Jumping out.
Drive charging.
Oh, where is the escape vector? Heat is getting too high. Cancelling jump to supercross. Re-engaging now, heat is low enough.
2, 1, engage.
No life scanned on this water giant. Next stop will be the Trifid Nebula, around 700 light years in the direction of the galactic center. As you can see, I've traveled a significant distance from Sol, but I am less than half of the way to Sagittarius A star at the galactic center. This journey is going to take longer than expected. Still, the sights are worth it. You just don't see this in inhabited space. Although sometimes the solitude and sheer size of the galaxy gives an eerie sense of insignificance. Regardless, I highly recommend a trip out to deep space. Good luck, commanders, and I will see you out there.